Hi, good morning everyone. I am Vijay Principal of Jnana Degula Academy, Tarikere, one of the best CBSE school in our region. This will be the first podcast from our YouTube channel called Jnana Degula Academy. From Jnana Degula Academy, we are going to introduce a new project called Jnana SADHAKA, and it is going to develop our students into social responsible citizen. By this platform, school is going to provide n number of opportunity to all our Jnana Degula Academy students to explore themselves. With the help of this platform, your path can able to develop themselves with communication skill, leadership skill, and behavior with interpersonal skill. They can able to be a good citizen for India. We request all the parents and Tarikere citizen to support us and subscribe us. Thank you.
Hey guys, what you're discussing?
You don't know what's happening in our school?
No, what's special?
Today we are doing podcast.
Oh, is it? For whom you are addressing?
He is son of our own land. He came from the middle class family who migrated to Ballari for bread and butter. He is son of Mr. Somshekarappa and Mother Vimala. He was inspired by his father to join Sainik School Vijayapura. And the rest is untold story.
He is the bundle of knowledge, he is the taskmaster, he is disciplinarian and he is clever and judicious person. He is the nation guardian.
He is the trained helicopter pilot. He flew Somalia as a part of UN operation. He commanded 15 jets, Uri Brigade and many more forces. He headed with training teams in Bhutan. He is the person with a visionary. He is the person graded with the topmost position of the country. He was a former Vice Chief of Army Staff of India. He is none other than Lieutenant General Mr. B S RAJU sir.
Hi everyone, I am Sanket, Administrative Officer of Jnana Degula Academy. Today, our school kids are entitled to get a podcast with retired Lieutenant General B S RAJU sir. Come, let's join him.
Yeah, good morning. Firstly, a warm welcome to our place here in Bagavalli, and I'm so happy that your teacher has brought you here for this interesting podcast. I'm looking forward.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning to all. I'm Shreya itself.
I'm Navyata.
I'm Ananya. I'm Amrita.
We are from Jnana Degula Academy, one of the best CBSE school in Tarikere. So sir, before we enter into the discussion, this might be your first podcast. How is the Josh?
It's on top of the world. Thank you. Good. Tell me.
Let's begin our discussion.
Yeah, please.
So tell us something about your childhood days, sir.
Yeah, I think we had a very interesting childhood. I was born in Davangere, which is a little distance away from here. And so my father was a lecturer in the Polytechnic. And his first posting was in Hassan. So that is where we went. And from there we went to Belgaum, where I did my nursery. I don't have many recollections of that place. And from there, as a family, we moved to Gulbarga. So that is the place where I did my first to third standard in a place called Vijay Vidyalaya High School, which is a very famous high school in Gulbarga. And from there, my father got posted to Mysore. So that is the place where I did my fourth standard. So I have a small interesting anecdote to share. So I was initially put in an English medium school for the fourth standard. And I was not able to cope up with the English. And probably I was spanked by the teacher. So I came home and said, I'm not going back to that school. So, and I really didn't go back to that school. And then my parents started hunting for a Kannada medium school in Mysore. By then almost 1 month had passed and the academic session had started. So I got admission into Karunapura Primary School, which is an aided school in Mysore. Very basic school. There were no chairs or benches. We used to sit on the floor. And interestingly, all the boys did not wear shorts. They used to wear one long shirt. That is the concept before. And so that's where I did my 4th standard. And by then, my father realized that I need to get into a residential school. So that's how he made me prepare for 2 months for Sainik School Bijapur. And so I was able to crack the exam. And from 5th standard to 12th standard, I did in Sainik School Bijapur. So that's my childhood in brief. Yeah.
Happy to hear it, sir. Happy to hear it, sir.
So nice. Absolutely. We had a great time. And Sainik School experiences have their own charm in a residential school with your fellow friends. And I was one of the child who was from the farthest distance. We were in Mysore, and Bijapur was almost 24 hours by train that time. And most of the students in Sainik School Bijapur from local areas. From Bijapur, from Dharwad, Hubli, Jhamkandi, Gulbarga, Bidar, Belgaum. So very few students were from the southern part of India. So I used to be called Mysore Kano, because in Mysore everybody says Kano at the end of any sentence they speak. So for a long time I was called Mysore Kano in school. Yeah.
Did your father inspire to join Sainik School, or was it your decision?
So in a way, my father had that thinking in him that I must join the army, and that was probably one of the reasons they put me in Sainik School. Because one of the primary aim of Sainik School is to prepare students for joining National Defence Academy. And my father wanted to join the army after the 1962 war, during the 62 war, and that is the time when there was something called Emergency Commission. So a lot of people were being taken in as officers. So my father wanted to join as an army engineer, but my grandfather and from the village people did not allow him. So subsequently daddy became an NCC officer. So he at least had the chance to wear some kind of a uniform, but he definitely wanted me to join the army properly, and that is why we went to school. And once we joined Sainik School, it was a natural progression to try and pass NDA, because in the school entrance there is a board. It's called the honor board. So all those people who are able to crack the UPSC exam and join NDA, their names come up there. So every day we walked in the corridors, we were inspired by that board that one day our name should be there. So that's how I joined NDA and joined the army.
Sir, did the Sainik School refuel to get into Defence Academy, or you have any option with?
No, Sainik School, you are expected to appear for the exam, and out of a batch of around 50 to 60 people, close to 5 to 6 are finally able to get into NDA. What happens is, out of a batch of 60, around 10 to 15 are able to crack the written exam. Then a few people are able to pass the interview, and subsequently a few more people get rejected in the medical. So finally you have a small group of 5, 6, sometimes up to 10 also join. So definitely Sainik School is structured, designed to prepare people for NDA.
Great to hear it, sir.
And you have a nice smile.
Thank you, sir.
Good. Tell me.
So was being an army officer, is it your dream, sir?
Yes, of course. I mean, once we finished the NDA studies, 3 years in NDA and then 1 year in Indian Military Academy in Dehradun, then you get commissioned as a lieutenant. So you're a class 1 gazetted officer. So you feel good becoming a class 1 officer at the age of 21.
This has been attributed your life.
Come again?
This has been attributed your life, sir.
It has. Yeah. Thanks. Tell me.
Though you are in army, what made Shakuntala madam to view you as a better off?
I think ideally you should ask her, but I can share that detail with you that initially when my proposal went to her, they said no, he's an army officer, he'll always be posted in difficult areas, so they said no problem. And meanwhile I joined the Army Aviation Corps. So after 5 years of service I became a helicopter pilot, and so next time when the proposal went, it went as a pilot, although I was an army pilot. So they thought that as a pilot I will get good locations to serve, and we'll be able to stay together. and that's when probably their parents said, no, you can marry Raju, and that's how they're together today. Yeah.
So, what was your first designation in the Indian Army, and how was your experience?
So you get commissioned as a second lieutenant. These days, that's 1 star on the top. But these days, and I think last 15 years back or 20 years back, they get commissioned as lieutenants. Lieutenant means they start with 2 stars. And so you have a very important responsibility as an officer, as a commissioned officer. So you are expected to take care of the Jawans who are under you. You are expected to take them on patrols. You are expected to take them on ambushes. You take care of their welfare. So in the army, obedience is implicit. So when I give an order, it's expected to be done. So, and they have the faith in me that I'm giving the correct order to him. So it's a very symbiotic bond of the leader and the led. Yeah, it was nice.
Mesmerizing.
Thank you.
How the Kargil War was started? Give a brief.
Kargil War goes back to the division of India into India and West Pakistan and East Pakistan. And you are aware that after the 1971 war, because of the problems that got created in East Pakistan, Indian Army went in and in a way liberated the area, and that particular country, East Pakistan, is today Bangladesh. So after that, along the India-Pakistan, a part of Kashmir was with us, and part of Kashmir, it's called the Pak-occupied Kashmir, is with Pakistan. And when the 1947-48 war stopped, it was called as the ceasefire line. So the ceasefire line was along the Kashmir Valley, along the Ladakh area. There are 2 places which is bordering India and Pakistan. And so in the north, where it goes from Srinagar to Kargil to Leh, is very close to the ceasefire line. After 71 war, that ceasefire line became the line of control, LC. You must be familiar. So that line of control is very close to the National Highway 1, which goes from Srinagar, Dras, Kargil, Leh. And Pakistan always saw this as an opportunity to interdict, to stop our movement on this road, and in a way to cut off Leh. More importantly, Pakistan was also not happy when we occupied the Siachen Glacier. This happened in 1984. So in revenge for that, Pakistan under General Musharraf, they planned an operation where they wanted to cut off this particular access. So what used to happen in this difficult mountainous area is, in winters, India and Pakistan both used to go back to the base because these conditions of living were very harsh on the mountains. So every winter we went back, and in summers we came back. But on that particular winter in 1999, while we went back, Pakistan went back but came and occupied before, and they not only occupied their area, they came and occupied some of our area. So which we realized in the summer of 1999, and thereafter the operation was launched. A very difficult operation, and we lost a lot of brave soldiers, officers, junior commissioned officers. But in the approximately 2 months war, we were able to recapture all that was lost. So that is Kargil War in brief.
It is stunning experience.
Yeah, it is. And if you get a chance, you must visit. There is a beautiful war memorial in Kargil, which contains the name of every person who laid down his life. So when you get a chance, you must go there.
Sir, what was your experience in CNG's Glacier?
In Siachen Glacier. Okay. Yeah, the first posting after I got commissioned was in Leh Ladakh, and that was in the 1985-86. And so in middle of 1986, our battalion got deployed in the Siachen Glacier, which is at a height of 19 to 21,000 feet. Incidentally, Leh itself is at 10,000 feet, and the place where we were staying around an area called Kyari was at around 13,500 feet. So we were already fairly comfortable with altitude, but Siachen Glacier was a different ballgame. it was at 19,000 feet, where the temperatures used to go down to minus 40, and where the wind speeds used to be 150 kilometers an hour. So there is something called wind chill factor. So at that low temperature and that high speeds, life becomes very difficult. But our soldiers or officers were prepared for that, and we were able to do our duty of protecting the it's called the AGPL, actual ground position line, in the manner that we were expected to. Yes, since we were one of the early battalions to stay there, we did have some casualties. In fact, at the end of 6 months of stay there, our battalion lost close to 20 people, and almost 75 were seriously injured with chilblains and hypothermia and many other high altitude sicknesses. But today, the troops who are going there are better equipped, better fed, better communication, and more importantly, they are better aware of how to survive in these snow conditions. And today, many battalions go there and come back with very little, injuries or casualties. And that was also the time when there was no ceasefire. So we used to receive a lot of fire from the other side. We used to fire on the other side. So it was a combination of combat casualties and weather related. And another phenomena which typically occurs there, which induces casualties, are avalanches. So when fresh snow falls, after some time, the snow rolls down. And it comes at a time when you're not prepared for. And so when that happens, people who are below get buried. So have you seen any snow in your life? So you must visit Kashmir. Okay? It's a beautiful place. You can go to Kashmir, you can go to Himachal Pradesh, you can go to Arunachal Pradesh. So these are all the places where you get to see snow in winters. Yeah.
Sir, it was actually a very real tough time that you faced, right?
It was, yes. The army is a life full of adventure, and Siachen Glacier is the epitome of it. You can't get anything more adventurous than that.
Sir, can you please describe the psychological impact of the war during high altitude wars?
It's a good question. So what is unique about high altitude is a sense of isolation. Especially when people are deployed at those altitudes, they are living in small groups of 5 to 10 men. They are cut off from the rest of the world for a fairly long period. But today, with communications improving, today very often mobile connectivity is there on top. If not, we have laid fiber optic cables. So they're in some way connected to the world. It is not like the times when we were there 30 years back when, the sense of isolation was far more. But today they're fairly well communicated, and the quality of power supply, everything is improved on the top. And so today a soldier is much better off. Yeah.
Sir, how anxious was your family during Kargil War?
During Kargil War, or for that matter, in times when we are deployed in the field, you are separated from your family. So the family stays either in their own hometown, or there's something called separated family accommodation. And that is the time the families do have a little amount of tension, because especially when you're in operational area like Kashmir or Northeast, where counter-insurgency operations are going on, there is an element of uncertainty of life. But along with us, our families also become strong, and they're able to handle that pressure, and they stay strong, and that strength is also passed on to our children. And this question is better asked to my better half. Yeah.
So truly your family blessings only you safeguarded you, sir.
Absolutely, there is no doubt. We need the blessings of not only our family but the entire country to keep us safe in those difficult areas.
Sir, what is the legacy of the Kargil War in terms of national unity and patriotism?
I think this is a very interesting question, because Kargil War was the first war which brought war to our drawing rooms, to the television. So this is the first battle which was covered live, and reporters like Barkar and many others were in the war zone reporting from some difficult areas. It also, for the first time, brought to the the front the difficulties that Indian Army faces when it conducts these kinds of operations. And we lost a lot of people, young soldiers, young officers, young junior commissioned officers, and when their mortal remains went back to their hometowns, I think the kind of reception, the kind of enthusiasm that was there in the population was has to be seen to be believed. And yes, definitely it brought in a sense of nationalism, a sense of unity. And while I would probably say that we don't need a war for this kind of sense of unity to come, I think we as a nation have now stabilized, and there is a sense of positivity in every Indian, because we as a nation are moving forward. So you are all very lucky people to see India at a stage when it is taking off.
Sir, it's a great devotion you have towards our country, sir.
No, I think you all have. I think everybody contributes in his own unique way.
Yes.
We get to do a particular kind of job. When you become a teacher, when you teach, the teacher is doing some yeoman service to the country. An engineer is doing yeoman service to the country. A man who's tilling the soil is doing service to the country. So everybody contributes in his own way. As long as everybody does the job well, sincerely, to the highest standards that he is expected to do.
Sir, what was the implication of Kargil War on the India's defense policies and strategies?
So you are asking like a defense reporter. So yes, the Kargil War brought to the front certain shortcomings in the field of intelligence, in the field of organization, structures. So there was something called the Kargil Review Committee, which was formed after the Kargil War. And over a period of time, a lot of recommendations of that review committee have at various stages of implementation. Some have been completed and some have been part implemented. So yes, that was probably one of the times when we looked at our own internal structures, systems, and felt that there was a need for correction.
Sir, who or what is the one thing which relieves your stress?
I think firstly, we in the army don't get into stress, and if at all there is any stress that occurs, I think when we get up in the morning and do some physical activity, the stress goes. And when we are in the company of our own soldiers, of our officers, colleagues, family, I don't think there is need for any stress. And that should be the case for everybody. The last thing anybody should get into is stress, isn't it? Good.
Sir, how did the Indian Army adopt its strategy to counter Pakistan infiltration tactics?
Yeah, I think from 1989 onwards, Pakistan decided to use the methodology of infiltration as a means to engage Indian Army within the country. So since then, there has been certain level of violence in Kashmir, which you are aware has almost come down completely now. Initially, we used to use the simple methodologies of patrolling, ambushes, to ensure that people who are coming across are stopped. And sometime around 2003, if I recollect, is the time when India decided to make a fence across the entire India-Pakistan border, including the line of control. And that was a very bold decision, especially the fence that was to be constructed in the hilly areas. It was a uniquely challenging task. And from that time, the amount of infiltration that has come down has substantially reduced. It has not stopped, but it has reduced substantially. Along with the fence, we lit up the fence, we have put smart sensors, a whole lot of gadgets, early warning systems to ensure that anybody who is attempting to come in is stopped. And as I said, it's not 100% proof. A few people do come inside and they are taken care of by the battalions, the Rashtriya Rifle units, the infantry units which are in the hinterland. So it's a combination of both which has ensured that peace and tranquility is there in Kashmir.
Sir, you have been awarded with a series of higher designation. How was your experience and how did you manage the stress under pressure?
Yeah, I think like in any other service, even in the army, based on your performance, you keep going up the ladder. And so in 2002 was the first time I became the commanding officer of a battalion. And that is the first time you get an independent command. So that happened when Parakram was going on. So we were in the deserts, and so we spent almost 6-7 months there. And from there we came to a place called Alwar, and last of my commanding officer tenure was in Kashmir, in high altitude area. And it's a very pleasurable experience because you can implement what is in your mind, you can translate your ideas into action, and based on your performance then you get the next designation, which is the rank of brigadier. So I had the chance to command the brigade in Uri. You must have seen the famous movie Uri. Yeah, so I was the commander of that brigade, and there we were responsible for stopping infiltration. So we did a good job there, and for the tenure in Uri I was awarded the Yuddha Seva medal. And subsequently the next command tenure I had was in Avantipur, again in South Kashmir, and that was the time when there was intense operations going on. You must have heard of a terrorist called Burhan Wani. So when he was neutralized, there was a lot of chaos in the valley, and that is the time when we were there to control the situation. So at the end of this tenure, I was given the award of Ati Vishish Seva medal by the President. And the next command, if you can say, is command of Chinar Corps, which is in Srinagar. So that is the time I was responsible for the entire valley, Kashmir Valley. So we had 2 formations on the border, looking after the entire line of control, and there were 3 formations, Rashtriya Rifle units, formations which were taking care of the internal security. So it was again a challenging assignment, and we kept the situation in control. And for this tenure, I got the Uttam Yuddha Seva medal. And finally, I became the Vice Chief and thereafter Army Commander, Southwestern Command. So for this meritorious service, I was given the Parama Vishishta Seva medal. So one has been lucky that one got opportunity to serve in difficult places, and more importantly, the work was recognized by the government, by the army, and one was given some awards.
Sir, it's an incredibly proud feeling.
Thank you.
Sir, how did you stay motivated through the tough time during your service?
How did I motivate people?
How did you feel motivated through the tough time of your service?
I think one has to keep yourself motivated, and only once an individual is motivated is able to perform. And it is not just applicable for me, it is applicable for students, it's applicable for teachers, applicable for businessmen. Everybody needs to be motivated, and that motivation gives you a sense of purpose or sense of direction where you have to go. That motivation gives you the strength to do the job, to do it in time, to complete it. So, and motivation has to come from within. Yes, your teachers, your boss, everybody can help you in your motivation. But at the end of it, it is something called self-motivation. So that motivation has to come from within you. And for students, it's very important. You have to be motivated to perform well, right? Good.
Sir, you preserved your enthusiasm.
Thank you.
As being the Vice Chief of Army, what was your remarkable instance?
So, Vice Chief of Army Staff sits in Delhi, and he provides all the support to the Chief so that he is able to do his job. And the Vice Chief is also responsible for coordination of all the principal staff officers, all Lieutenant Generals who are in the Army headquarters. So it's a very demanding job. And along with that, during my tenure, we had the Galwan incident, and thereafter the government had given us provision to do some emergency procurement. So we were responsible for procuring a lot of necessary equipment so that in case of a next action with China or anybody, we are better prepared. So I was busy for almost 8-10 months ensuring that a lot of projects get prepared and fructified during the tenure. And I can say with some pride that we were able to push close to 80 projects worth almost 10,000 crores, so that the Indian Army has the wherewithal to ensure that in the next engagement we do a better job than what we did in the previous encounter.
So it's an extraordinary instance you shared.
Thank you.
Where we can see the Indian Army next 10 years down the line?
Yeah, I think it's good. So Indian Army keeps upgrading its capabilities in terms of its manpower, in terms of its equipment, in terms of its training. So it's an ongoing process, and there are a lot of structural reforms which are taking place. So I expect in 10 years Indian Army will be future-proof. Will be able to fight the next generation of warfare. You're aware that new things are happening within the army in terms of equipment, in terms of methodology of fighting, in terms of non-fighting characteristics of war, like information warfare, in terms of cyber warfare. So a lot of things are happening, and you as students must be inquisitive of all these things. I'm sure you will go and Google back what is cyber warfare. You know what is cyber warfare? Yeah, so you must learn. I'm sure some of your friends will know. So it's about how you can use the power of internet to intrude into enemy systems. So there is an offensive cyber warfare, there is a defensive cyber warfare. Like today all our electricity systems are all connected in a grid. So all this grid goes through computer networks, and if we do not protect them, the enemy can come and switch them off remotely. In the same way, if we are powerful, we can go and do some similar activity on the other side. So this is cyber warfare in some manner. Okay, so it will be very challenging environment 10 years from now. It is already challenging. It will only keep getting more challenging. And the good part is the army is trained to continuously upgrade its capabilities and be prepared for the future.
It's ready to embrace next level, sir.
Absolutely.
Would you expect near or future that we are potential to manufacture our own next-gen missiles or aircrafts rather than depending on Russia or USA?
That's a good question. Yeah, it's true. Yes, in the last 10 years, Atmanirbharta has become the buzzword, and slowly we want to ensure that we become completely self-reliant. It is already happening. And because of that, more and more startups are coming in the country. Like Bangalore is one of the important startup hubs. And I'm sure one day you will also be an entrepreneur, and you are able to start your company on your own, especially in the defense field. There are plenty of opportunities. And today there are hundreds of startups who are making things for the armed forces. Along with that, you have big players also. Someone like Tata or Adani or L&T. They're big companies which are also deeply involved in manufacturing of defense equipment for the army. And then of course you have public sector units, things like BML, BEL, BHEL, Bharat Dynamics Limited. So they all are involved in various components manufacturing. Like HAL is involved in manufacture of all kinds of helicopters, training aircrafts, fighter aircrafts. So it's an ongoing process, and definitely we have realized that we cannot depend on others. Only yesterday the CDS made a mention that we can't fight tomorrow's wars with yesterday's weapons. I don't know if you read that tagline. So everybody is very conscious of this, and a lot of work is going on to make ourselves self-reliant.
It's a great vision.
Thank you.
Sir, we can see you command Uri Brigade. You are part of Uri attack, or if so, how was your experience?
No, firstly, I was definitely commander of the Uri Brigade, and that attack happened maybe 5 years after I left that place. And yes, some people from Pakistan infiltrated, and they surprised the unit which was there, and we lost some people. But the good part is within 4 to 5 hours we were able to neutralize all the infiltrators. We were able to kill them. And yes, after the Uri attack, in order to get across a strong message to Pakistan, India did the surgical strike, and to put some deterrence into Pakistan that if they do anything, there is a price to pay. Yeah.
It's a great courageous. Sir, you have been awarded with glorious awards. Which among them you overwhelmed with?
I think the first award was very special, the Youth Seva Medal, which was for my commander Uri Brigade, where we were able to stop multiple infiltration attempts, and we were prepared for it. We were able to organize ourselves with good early warning systems so that we were able to do early detection of infiltration, and as a consequence, we were able to neutralize all the infiltration. So that is the first award which I received, and which is very special.
Good. This one, the most noble award you considered.
Yes, definitely. The Uttam Yuddha Seva Medal for my services in Kashmir is also special. Thank you.
Sir, according to you, what makes a good leaders in today's world?
Yeah, I think leadership qualities involves a lot of things. A leader should be honest. A leader should be bold. He should be strong. He should be diligent. He should be trustworthy. I mean, the list can be endless. I think every person has a leader in himself. So one should be able to get that leadership out of you. And within the army, we train people to get leadership qualities out of people, because at some stage everybody becomes a leader and he has to lead a body of troops. Initially, when a soldier joins, he listens to others, but after some experience, he is trained into a leader, and then he is able to lead other soldiers. In the same way, leadership is required in every trade, whether it is in the industry, whether it is in the teachers, anybody, So some say leaders are born, some say leaders are made. So there is a lot of debate about it. Not everybody is born a leader, but everybody can become a leader with training, with a certain amount of commitment, certain amount of dedication, and a certain amount of self-learning. So that's my view on leadership.
So empowering words said by you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sir, so what you're enjoying the most after your retirement?
Yeah, I think that's a very topical subject for me, because it has been almost 20 months since I retired, and we decided to settle here in our native village. So in the last 30-40 years, we were so used to open areas, greenery, space, that we didn't want to go and settle in Bangalore where we have a house. So we decided to make a house here, and I'm happy that you have come to our house in Baggavalli village. So the best part about this place is the openness, the cool breeze, the cross ventilation, the greenery, the fruit, vegetables. So one gets busy here with maintaining this area, taking care of our dog Tommy, and helping people in the farm, harvesting the fruits every day. So right now we have almost 10 different types of fruits which are fruiting, like Mosambi, like orange, mangoes, sitafal, chiku, peanut fruit, chakota, pomelo in English. So we have all kinds of fruits, and the first thing we do in the morning is collect the harvest and have it before breakfast. That's nice life. And of course, there is also an opportunity to interact with the local schools, which is not very easy in the towns. So here I get to visit our government primary school as well as the high school, and I also get to interact with a whole lot of other schools in the area, like you have come today to interact with us. And so it is very rejuvenating to be able to speak with students, smart boys and girls like you. Good.
Wish you to enjoy your well-deserved life.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sir, so do you miss those daily routines and disciplined life of army?
No, I don't think so, because I lived that life for almost 40 years, and one was looking for a change. And so now what I'm doing is what I'm enjoying now. I get to travel, I get more free time to visit places, to meet family and friends, and also, as I said, to contribute to the society in terms of what one can do to improve the local conditions of both our schools, of the village. Yeah, it is very satisfying, definitely.
So it's well, right?
Thank you.
So do you have any hobbies or passions that now you are pursuing with?
Yeah, I enjoyed walking, little bit of exercising. I'm interested in technology and photography, so I get to do some outdoor photography. I also have a drone with me, so I'll do some aerial photography also. I go for cycling in the morning. Gardening is a good hobby which me and my wife both love. So we enjoy planting new plants, both flowering as well as fruiting. I also have a workshop here with me, so I'm also involved in making small things out of wood or stone, or so I've got a handful of things to do as my hobbies.
So it's a real time to pursue your passion, right?
It is, absolutely, and one should not fear retirement. One should wait for it and make the best of it when it happens.
So if you're not an army soldier, then what would you desire to be?
Probably I would have been an engineer. And while I joined the infantry within the army, but the engineer in me has always been there, and one has always looked at finding solutions to problems, typically the way an engineer would do. And yes, today, while I may not be an engineer, but technology is omnipresent within the armed forces. So while infantry is supposed to be foot soldiering, but the amount of technology that is infused within infantry to be able to conduct operations is phenomenal. So there is no place where technology has not seeped in. So yes, if I wasn't in the army, probably I would have been some kind of an engineer, probably.
So, but we would have missed your great service for our country, right?
Yeah, in a way, yes.
So which one thing the most people don't know about you?
That's a hard thing to say because I share everything that I am known about. But yes, some small things like me being a helicopter pilot. Like I'm in the army, but I'm in the Army Aviation Corps. So at the age of the service of 5 years, I opted for aviation. So I went to Air Force Academy Dundigal in Hyderabad for 6 months of fixed wing flying. So where you fly an aircraft called HPT-32. So just to share one more anecdote, in the army you're expected to have the aptitude for flying. There is something called as PABT test which tests your aptitude for flying. And so you are given approximately 10 hours of flying, and after 10 hours you should be able to fly solo. So you know what is solo? To be able to fly the aircraft alone. So during training, there is a instructor pilot who sits along with you, and so he flies with you. He teaches you how to take off, how to land, how to maneuver the aircraft. So on the day when he is launching you solo, you are expected to take off and land smoothly 3 consecutive times. He doesn't touch the controls at all. So when you show the instructor that you are able to safely take off, land, take off, land, take off, land, then the instructor gets it down from the aircraft, and then you are on your own. So then you are supposed to fly the aircraft, take off and land. That's called the first solo, which is a very big day.
Sir, you have such a long and decorated career. Which posting did you enjoy the most, or did you like?
Yeah, I think one of the interesting and very satisfying tenures within the country was probably during command of my battalion in Alwar. So we were there for 2 years, and those 2 years were very intense because one was involved in training, and taking care of 800 soldiers. And the good part was that we won the championship banner both in sports as well as in training, and we came first among 9 battalions, and we did it for 2 consecutive years, for which we were given a championship banner. So Alwar would be very special. And outside of the country, I think my tenure in Bhutan was fantastic. Bhutan is one of the wonderful countries that one can visit, and I was there as the commandant of the Indian military training team in Bhutan for 1.5 years. So if you all get a chance, you must visit Bhutan, which is not very far from the country. So you can go by road, you can go by air, and you will see the stark difference between our nation and Bhutan. It's a very small country, but it's a very clean country, unlike our country, unfortunately. And the people are very peaceful, the place is very peaceful, very green. It's one of the few countries in the world which is carbon neutral. So the people are very friendly. So I think these 2 tenures kind of are very unique for me personally. Yeah.
Those 2 posts are touching for you, right?
Absolutely.
So can you please reveal who had inspired for you to join or to success your destiny?
I think there are many people who have inspired me. My parents have inspired me. My wife, who stayed along with me in these 39 years, has been inspiring. And within the army, we had some role models. There was a senior subaltern called Upasani. He also became a lieutenant general and retired. He was a source of motivation for me when I was in service. So I think along the way, many good people came who showed us the way, who guided us, and who motivated us.
So we should thank them all.
Absolutely. Each one of them deserves our gratitude.
Who had figured your life also.
Absolutely. Thank you. It's been a pleasure interacting with 4 of you, and I think you all came well prepared. And I must compliment you 4, your teacher, the management, for having done a fantastic job of giving you an opportunity to speak and interact with me. So I wish all 4 of you, your other family members, your school, the very best in all that you do. Okay? Take care and God bless.
Thank you, sir.
Bye. And enjoy yours.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, firstly, thank you for coming to the house. And so this is some of the models that one has collected of missiles, rockets, when you visited factories. And this is the famous Akash missile system, which came into news in Op Sindoor. And of course, this is Totti Mane. So when it rains, we get water inside. So this is the model of the famous Tejas. This is the indigenous aircraft which India plans to produce, which has started actually production. So this is the model of a HAL produced light utility helicopter. So this is yet to start, but very soon it will come into this thing, production. And this is the advanced light helicopter. It can carry around 14 people. It can land at 6,000 meters. So this is designed for high altitude. In Ladakh and all, this operates very efficiently. So this is a photograph of all these 3 aircrafts and a drone. You must have heard of drone warfare.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's a Israeli-made drone, and this is the Chetak helicopter, which I used to fly. So this is in Jhansi. So this, in my interview, I said we won the championship banner for 2 years. So this is one of the year's photographs. So this is a French aircraft. So they wanted to come and sell. We are not planning to buy in a hurry. So we want to be Atmanirbharata. So we want to manufacture in our own country. These, of course, are the houses that we stayed. Like this is in Uri. Summers, winters. This is in Avantipur. These are the beautiful rose flowers. This is in Bhutan, which is one of the places which I said is very nice. So this is in Thimphu, and this is in a place called Ha. See the unique architecture of that place. This is in Srinagar. It's like a castle. It's all made of wood. This used to be the house of the Chief Justice of Maharaja Hari Singh before independence. So then it became the house of the Corps Commander. Summer, winter. This is the house in Delhi, Luton's Delhi, where this is the rear lawn of the Vice Chief's house. This is the front facade. And this, of course, is the house in Jaipur, Southwestern Command, by day and night. So this is where we do some morning exercise and yoga. So this is National Defense Academy, and this is the Indian Military Academy, and this is Sainik School Bijapur's memento. Okay, so these are the 3 places where I initially studied. Come, thank you all for coming.